Good afternoon this morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Flight 777. Captain Coyote at your service as we, continue our journey toward the gateways of heaven and, fly past paradise and admire it a lot and think it's really nice. And what a great slice we got to be while we lived down there in the 3D. But now you're beginning to experience things a bit multi-dimensional. You notice the landscape below us there. Here, I'll tilt this just a wee bit. Don't run to that side of the plane. Just look, okay? There you go. There's plenty of room. Oh, gosh, you guys are so used to being herded around. And all we do is respect you and infect you with a lot of love, man. Shit, when you get on board ours, you can't even think of ever getting thrown off. You think you just arrived at paradise because you created it yourself. And your ticket was free? I mean, really, baby? How much more rocking can it be? Well, baby, as you watch as we experience this flight multidimensionally. See, it's kind of like right now we're flying along here, whatever, 80 or 90 gazillion feet or miles or light years or whatever. Anyway, we're just getting there, okay? Whatever it is, our means of propulsion is given secretly because we don't want to, Well, anyway, we'll go that way on another medicine show. Let's just keep in the flow here today on Flight 777. Spring Creek, the headwaters of life, only and exclusively on the Hazy Radio Network. Captain Grandpaw Coyote at your service there, and little Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is our co-pilot. Yeah, you got that right. Dog is our co-pilot. That's what we're doing here today at Spring Creek, as we're taking 777 beyond the concepts of heaven and paradise. Yes, indeed. See how that landscape's changing? We're flying over time, man. It's coming, we're going, kind of like backwards through time, kind of, but we're just flying over it. And as we fly over it, we can, wow, see the landscape changing and all the experience, and just all the stuff that's been there, but as we fly over it, it just kind of morphs, man, comes along with us, and just kind of comes undone, that's what it does, and there is an arrival point when, right there at the beginning, that Spring Creek place we talk about so much. Well, I got to tell you, baby, we are Spring Creek, each and every one of us, but that's also the moment that began time or our experience in it, and we're transforming that moment now because we learned our lesson, man. Just like Alice Cooper told us, man, if she's standing there, he's standing there before the mirror saying, hey, baby, school's out for summer, man, now don't get in the way, okay? Where's I need him, the guy with the fuzzy hairdo that's really rebellious. I love him so, man, but we got something else to go here in the flow of the medicine show to remind you that Flight 77 is getting you there, man. Just hang on. Don't be impatient now, That's why we give you so much medicine for your heart and soul here day after day in that rocking sort of way so you can really honestly feel good about coming out to play. And you don't cast any aspersions on anyone. You bless everyone and get on your way. You don't let nobody get in your way. I mean, weave around them, man. You're a good driver. Do that, good flyer, whatever you want to be, man. See, when you're flying, it's less likely you're going to bump into each other, even though, well, flight is multidimensional. That's why, you're seeing the timescape as we're flying over it, man. You remember the first time you began to experience something like that? I do. Like 25 years ago or something. That I can remember. I'm sure I've been doing it all my life in the background somewhere, but that's you too. I mean, we do. You wouldn't be amazed what's really been going on. You think the dark and devious evil thing that has so been back there a ways, but been so, yeah, no. The reality is just coming up from inside out to replace it, don't you know? Well, outside in too, because it's a reunion of energies. It's a shift in perspective, It's as significant as anything we've ever lived before as a universe, and as the children of the universe and the mother that gives us our birth, our place of being. She's our safe harbor, and from here on out, that's what we're bringing about, because that's what we see. That's what we feel. That's what we know to be real. recreating it in the unity of our own little heart, don't you know? I know about you, but I've been living a life quite unusual in recent times. It's taken some real internal adjustments to get with the rock and the roll of this medicine, don't you know? But oh, what a flow and what a glow, you know? Shiny parts in dark places, man, you know? Brilliance in the most beautiful of faces that you see everywhere you go. I mean, the total aliveness of us now. It's gone up a degree or two, all of us, but there are those that, you know, arrive at the safe harbor a little bit ahead and create a nice little way to go. It's channel, don't you know? Everybody else gets in that flow too. Just pretty soon it's a current that no one can refuse, and we're all gathering there. You know what I mean? That's our journey. That's our spaceship love. That's flight 777. That's where we're arriving, baby. As we keep flying over this time, man. Watching the dimensional reality fade away. See, there's more to this spaceship than just flying away, eh? Well, you're getting a lot today, baby. Here on flight 777. When you say free champagne, by the way, if you'll drink it from a glass slipper, okay? Oh, Captain Coyote's always got to play, but you know, it's your conscious heart in me. I'm not like that old pig-headed reality we talked a while back where the engineer just lost his way and just did it his way. I mean, no way, man. I'm the guy that puts it in gear by tuning into everybody's heart that's on board, dear, and all that surrounds us, too. That's why we can't run into these things. This is the safest flight you ever took, man. You know, yeah, you got that right. Well, you can see it how you want to be it, baby. But ooh-wee, I tell you, when you got champagne and free marijuana, what more could there be? I mean, you know, wow. I mean, think about our ancestors and how slow it was for them to go, okay? And they felt every little bit of it, you know. We just fly over it, man. Rock, man. This is Spring Creek in motion. Flight 777 made in your kind of heaven, 'cause it's just the way you want it to be, okay? If you want to change anything, give us a call at 1-800-3D-IS-CRAP, don't you know? And we'll help you set it right, okay? We got operators on board, you know, just about all the time, man. Well, they are a little bit a bunch of loadies, so the answering service can be a bit irregular. They do take rather long breaks. But when they come back from those breaks, baby, it will astound you what they can help you with. That again is 1-800, help me out, please. You know, get me beyond this mother truck in 3D. And the call is free, by the way. 1-800, help me out, please. Get me beyond this 3D, okay? Operators standing by all the time once you figure out the formula, okay? It's given in an odd and epicuric, metaphoric sort of way, you know? But anyway, well, no, you don't have to eat that. I'm just kidding about that one. But it tastes good, see? It affects all of your senses, in other words. It's not just a, you know, oh, this is this and that's that. This is like, oh, wow, it's all of that and then some. See, it's expanded in your reality aboard this flight that goes way beyond 3D, but it's got a root down there in 3D where we took off, you know. Well, we'll always love it, man. It's been a great place to be in, you know, even though there's still a few people down here we want to take care of. Oh, darling, don't you know? And we're taking care of them in the right sort of way this time. You know, we're not gunning them down. We're bringing them around, man, you know, especially Dick Cheney. Oh, I think somebody told me the other day, now this ain't my own thinking, but I know I've wondered about this. Let's put it that way, you know. Somebody told me the other day they thought that Cheney and W were, you know, the anti good guy, let's say. You know, I don't want to use all that terminology. It's so heretical. But anyway, and I look at him and, well, I don't know about W. Well, could be, I don't know. But, you know, I really think it's Dick Cheney, really do. You know. That's probably, you know, somebody in the shadowy background behind him, you know, has got long, long fingernails that controls the way he flows too, you know. Well, I think that's true with all them booger men up there in the high places that we think are so shifty and naughty, you know. Now, we're being a little metaphorical here, so please understand it. It's satire and spiritual satire, you see. Coyote medicine through and through. But I'm telling you why we can bring these guys out of 3D, because they're very human. You know, they got the heart, but they've put it away. I mean, it happens to you step by step, stage by stage. But, you know, really, when you're burst into that kind of thing, woo, the dragon's right there waiting for it to begin. And it's your job to, you know, first get used to it, then get real with it, then get right with it. See, that's been the journey of all of humanity, all the generations. Just getting real with the dragon, man. That's all. You know, if we could get real with the dragon get right with us, and everything be okay. Wouldn't be no more warfare, conflict, or opposition of any sort, man. Just be a total unified flow. Rock and roll! The medicine of heart and soul. That stuff that crosses the barriers of time and boundaries and shit, you see. It's an energy that's real and right and rocking you just right. Babies, as you take this flight 77 back to Spring Creek. Yes, indeed. You thought it was up here in Colorado, didn't you? Well, it's everywhere, man. And anywhere we want to be, but it's right there at the beginning, don't you see? Anyway, enjoy the golden glowing glass slippers there, and sipping that golden glowing champagne and the Mary Jane that takes you there quicker than this flight can, eh? Baby, that's what you do when you're living it multi-dimensionally. It just keeps going up in levels, don't you know? Party's on in the spaceship love today. Babies, let's keep it underway, and, you know, we'll come back around on the Hazy Radio Network tomorrow morning about 8 a.m. here in the mountains. Adjust your clocks accordingly, darlings, and don't miss another mother-loving second of this flight, okay? High above and down below too, and all around you while we're at it, man. We rock your roll, the medicine for your heart and soul, day after day, hearing that coyote sort of way, as you catch it here at Spring Creek, which is today Flight 777, taking you past paradise and on past heaven, yeah, back to these veritable headwaters, baby. There ain't nothing like the beginning, man, 'cause it just goes on forever. See, that's when you know you're not living there in that lame old time anymore, and that space and distance have now reassembled, because there is no distance nor any space. There's life living in itself everywhere. Is one big, huge, eternal body of life, always expanding and growing, man, like a great big old donut show, don't you know? Haven't you seen that represented all over the place? And you never quite caught on to why donuts were popular, you know, especially with cops, because they like to, you know, take paradise away from people, you know? Oh, that 3D stuff. Let me get in the scout ship and get out of there. Oh, there we go. Now we're back there flying high overtime, don't you know? Working overtime, baby, just like Boston does. Isn't that one of the most classical pieces of rock and roll you ever medicined onto your heart and soul? Baby, wait till you get that one live sometime. We're doing the show out here one of these days, man. You know, we ain't sitting around in the haze and waiting for nothing, baby. 'Cause one of these days, it might even be today, you never know, there'll be a live rock and roll medicine show such as you never seen before. Be Janis Joplin at the top of the ziggurat, and Boston up at the stupa on the end of the mountain there, man, which are all in complete alignment, and between them about 30 gazillion people rocking down, and that's just the beginning, man, you know. There's more and more spaceships arriving all the time, people picking up people from all over Earth, dropping them off down here for the party, man, because there's one thing we love about the 3D. That's the multi-dimensional aspects of partying here, don't you see? Oh, you forgot about that, didn't you? Well, guess what? Time to wake up, baby. Time to get it clear. Time to let yourself feel your heart, dear, and know you are rock and you are roll. You are the medicine of heart and soul, the same way as that rock and that roll is, man. That's why Johnny pounds his chest and sings for you, man, because, you know, you're Johnny's dude, man, dudette, you know what I mean? You are the one, man. Each one of us all have that same life in us. The same life we see replicating all about us, man. It's like we are the center of the rainbow, not just the end of it. We're both ends of it and all the rainbow that is. Because this is a rainbow that goes around 360 degrees. And because there's water in it, it becomes a living, animated thing that can feel, think, breathe if it wants to, eat, fart, shite, whatever else happens to come along, right? But most of all, be present in the love of life that we are. And remember that eternal truth, how we're always in service in our life, one to another. It doesn't matter what experience we're going through or how we're doing it. That the role we are playing is critical, just like the little cells and atoms inside of our body are critical. You lose one of them, you hurt, and you feel the loss. Everything works in synchronicity, basically, to keep your little body going, till it gets messed up by the energies in the 3D. But that's another story. See, that's the horror story. See, now, before we take this scout ship clear out of here, let's talk about that. See, because many of us know there is an assault on humanity right now by some of our own persons who are lost in insanity, totally gone. And it's visible. It's right there in all the places of leadership. Well, most all the places of leadership around this world. There do seem to be a couple of level heads arising in the 3D, don't there? Yeah. Kind of kept it away from World War III, eh? Well, I think that's because they really ain't got nukes anymore. They've all been taken away, one way or another. I'm sure what's his name, whoever that dude is, or what that is back there, has pushed that button 3 or 4 times and nothing's happened, man. Probably sitting there pushing it right now. Come on, Armageddon, Armageddon. And it just don't happen, man. Armageddon happened so long ago. I think World War III is never going to happen. World War II, I think that'll do. I think that's what happened back there in 47. You see, as we're hanging out here in time, taking a look at it, it's a real turnaround time. But see, the bigger picture is, in the story I was telling you, and still am, is that, okay, you think the angelic presence don't have its own plan? Of course it does, going on in the background all the time. This whole skullduggerous thing you see rising its ugly face up right now in this reality, saying, I own you and I'm going to take over and control you all with biochips and stuff. He knows as well as I do the 3D's an illusion. There ain't no polarity, therefore there ain't no technology, therefore there ain't no biochips, etc. Yeah, let that one settle in a little bit. See, that's the rocking side of it. Now we get the rolling side of it. See, all along here in the 3D, we've had this idea of bringing us back together naturally. And we reach a certain place where, just like fruit on the vine or on the tree, man, it ripens up quite naturally, and then it's harvested, then it goes on to be something else, transform it into orange juice or something. Ooh, I love the smell of orange blossoms, don't you? And I love oranges in the winter, man. I just think that's such an amazing miracle that we can have citrus fruit off of the tree delivered, within a day or two of when it was picked, right to your local grocery store, man. Well, supermarkets these days, mostly Walmarts in America. It's disgusting, man. Jeez. And the food there's, oh man, oh. But anyway, we're living it multidimensionally. Guess what? If you're going to live here in the 3D and not put up with some of that shit, but baby, if you got to eat that stuff, which sometimes you do, it's almost unavoidable in this reality. Well, so you just kind of give it a little blessing and detoxify it and see it as a harmonious substance meant just for your heart and soul. You don't wrinkle your nose at it as you're going to put it in your mouth. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm eating this McDonald's or whatever it is you're eating. I hope it's not McD's, because you know what you're getting over there. It ain't good. But anyway, that's just me, my personal opinion. Take it for what it is. I'm no medical professional or nothing, but I know quality when I see it, and I sure don't see it over there, okay? But anywho, let's say you got there's some ingredients you're not comfortable with, but guess what? You're comfortable with them now. And see, you can take that same concept. If you're comfortable with something, it can't poison you. It can't pollute you. You see, you just see it as a part of you. It's a part of your extended love, too. So if there's any rotten chemicals in there, it's meant to give you cancer 3-4 times before you die, so they can make a lot of money on you or something like that. You neutralize all of that toxicity just in blessing it, just with your heart. Not asking God to or anything, because God lives in you. If there is God, that's in you, too. You know, I mean, and it's like a lot softer. We really got so waylaid. But, in order to get through this thing, we thought we had to have an authoritarian structure and a government and all of this shit that just kept us down and kept pushing us down and pushing us down, not realizing the reason we allowed it to be that way is because we are here as the innocent side of the heart, which is totally innocent, of course, to bring back all parts of the heart to its own form of living, loving expression and be consciously present in that love. The same way we're talking of right now here in the 3D, man. As we fly along on Flight 777, flying right past heaven, babies, baby. But you see, that's been the deal all along. We did it. We divided ourselves in the first place. So, it was before time ever was. But anyway, we created time to bring ourselves back together, to end the conception of polarity and all that goes with it. But see, this has been a learning ground. As you can see, as we're flying high above it here, you can see that. See, it's been a learning ground, and you really couldn't be found and come around until you've been lost. See, so we had to go get lost for a while, man, and stumble around in the darkness and go through all kinds of hells and torments, but find blissful paradise even in times like that. It's always available to you, these sweet little moments that'll take you on through. And it ain't always, a love thing. A romantic thing. It's always a love thing, but it ain't a romantic thing necessarily. Though sometimes it is, but gosh, it can be any kind of thing. It might just be a moment where you're passing someone on the sidewalk and you look into each other's eyes and you see right into your heart and soul. Because it's inside of that person too. Don't matter what it is, you just see that. A moment of familiarity, And then you go, boing, what was that? Let's see that love. That moment. Just brought together, back together about 3 gazillion souls, that were fractured, don't you know? Recognition. Acknowledgement. Love in motion. You see, anything that brings a little more of that to us holds it steady for all the crap heads in humanity that have been taken over by anterior energies, let's say, for lack of better terminology. It's really a part of us, you see. But this isn't human behavior that we've been witnessing, of course not. Humans are creative essence. Humans are peaceful little love doves, little love bunnies, I call us, because we like to dance, we like to rock, we like to roll, we like to give rhythm and harmony to the symphony of life, man, and that's what we do, just by appreciating it too. And it gets better as you do. As you begin to extend yourself into creation, you start to understand, man, that you're living life according to a whole lot grander plan than you ever knew before. Just like, how we hid stuff in the background there back in 47 that's coming to fruition now. Well, it's the same way in all of life. We've always had that steady love, that steady dream, of what we really are. The dreamers, we always held that steady presence, kind of below the surface, but it's always there. And these little moments I talk about, recognition and recognition and reconnecting and reunionating and so forth, these are moments where humanity began to put itself back together again. Piece at a time, man. It's taken a long time. Like I say, I see it as kind of a big old tall pyramid. And people are every little part of it, man. Every little part of it. And all of our experiences necessary in order to get it to that peak moment. Which then when we hit the peak, guess what? Boing! Just like we're doing right now, Flight 777. It flows back into all of its creation. And it becomes completely reunionated, And so what we set out to do, the grand plan, we've got done already, see? And there it is. And we're living it, loving it. And loving it because we're living it, you see? That's gratitude. That's the source of creation. That's where the big O comes from, when you're really grateful for what you've got and what you're getting. Then you can get on with it, you see. Then you can flow in a more joyous way. And you will have unity and peace aplenty inside of yourself. And you'll have a lot to share with everyone else. And you'll find that ruggedy side alive where, there's all these little personalities and conflicts and bullshit like that. You'll find that just kind of smooths out. There won't be so much of that. In fact, none at all. Did you get the hang of creation? Well, creation gets the hang of you. You see, and then you learn that you work together too, that it's a collective. Meant to be experienced in your person, yes, because that's where the big O starts. That's the root into the mother's heart. But from there, it's greatly shared. I mean, and it is a collective, and it is collective thought by which we are operating at any given moment, in any given life, all through time. Now, you don't believe me? Just check it out. Get your own little scout ship. Go down there and check it out. Check out those moments and see if that isn't real. See, you may not be consciously present in that as a human being, but yet you are. You see, those levels are never really removed from us. They're just, we accept a certain amount of limitation here, but the whole idea is to see beyond the limitation by going through it. It's a school, baby. We get run under the wheels every now and then, but we don't get hurt by it. We're just like Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. You run over us, we just pop back up and go buy some new toy somewhere. Try it again. And we don't get them from Walmart. We get them from Acme, a lot better company, okay? I guess it's pick on Walmart Day. Walmart, we love you. Thanks for being there when we need you. But gee whiz, let's get some humanity going on in that place. You could start by, paying your folks a decent salary, and, kind of letting go of all that, Well, anyway, what I see Walmart's becoming as we wake up, without me lecturing the community about what ought to be, who cares? Shoot, no big deal, I get a little uppity once in a while, but I get downity too. And now we get down and get real, right? I've seen Walmart's turning into these sunny, bright little places where they're kind of like indoor farmer markets or neighbor markets, you'd call them. You don't go there to buy, canned goods and frozen goods and instant foods and stuff. You go there to commune with your neighbors and friends from all over the doggone place, because it's where everybody goes. It's the new market, man, and sells their wares and foods and so forth. The farmers are there selling their produce, the crafties are crafting, and, just everybody, the artistes, everybody's laughing and having a good time, just like we do here at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life. Because the moment we take off here on Flight 77, we're already there, man. We're already at Spring Creek, because it lives inside of us. Babies, little visions like that can be as real as we want them to be, because they're born of your heart. And when you see that, then you can be that. You see, the mind, well, it's going to take a little getting used to, because it's so conditioned to fight its way through, to deal with the duality, the polarities, and try to make some rectification there and put it to creative use. Hey, we're good at that, man, But you got to remember, that's a lower state of being. That's not where it's happening. That's the illusion. The reality is we've already got it done. See, right there. Spaceship love. Flight 777, baby, I tell you what. See, so as we're flying over time, we're literally creating time. We're creating all that experience down there, and because we're going backwards through it, we're undoing all of those effects because we're so doggone peaceful and aware right now. See, where maybe yesterday we weren't, or the day before we weren't. Who cares? Whatever happened then is behind us. See, we're going right back to those headwaters because we're already there. This is a moment of beginning. This is an original moment. This is your original heart in motion. You see? And it don't matter what position you are on the ocean. You're the wave. And the whole ocean. And the little molecule that gives the wave its momentum, and joined with all these other molecules of water. And water is light, and light is love, and love is life. Water is just the emotional side of it, the nurturing side of it. That which brings forward from the mother the life that lives. Gives it a nice root, man. Make sure it's way down there before it starts to try and blossom, because this is a really intelligent life. And it wants to take care of itself and make sure it can blossom to the maximum extent possible. Kind of fun, huh? Kind of real. That's the deal. How do you get there, Grandpa? Well, just keep flying with me here. Me and Obi-Wan Kenobi and all these angels too back there in the mosh pit hanging out. Wow, what about our crew, man? You ever seen a stew like that before? Oh my goodness, I tell you. We got the crew here that'll just help you undo and unwind from all that undivine shit there in that old paradigm, man. Enough of that rusty old dusty old shit, man. Let's get on with the higher side of it, man, and just have a good time. Parties on at our place, man. Just wait till these UFOs start gathering over here in Crestonia, Colorado, or wherever else we might happen to be wanting to gather. We can be anywhere we want, baby. It don't have to be here, don't have to be there. It can be everywhere, and it don't matter if the ocean levels rise or the earth turns upside down or right side up. If we're partying, she ain't gonna do a doggone thing to interfere with that, believe you me, because partying is the fuel for her fire, don't you see? Same as it is for the likes of you and me and Okie too, man, you know. And of course, everybody has a little different idea about what partying is. But guess what? The real party's coming through no matter what else you do. It's programmed into us too, don't you know? I mean, there's reasons why we're programmable, because we got this essential programming that can't be screwed with. A little beyond Intel and the CIA, I tell you. It's the real internet, babies, and that's what's coming back. You know, the more real you get in yourself, the more you're catching on to the deal, you see. That's it. We've all lived by these little legends we tell ourselves, sometimes sweet little lies, you know, or at least little fixed positions in life. Oh, this is that, and that is that, and this is what I'm going to be because that's where I am, etc., you know, and maybe that's a reasonable thing, and, you know, given reason and logic and common sense and all that shit. Not many people live that way, but some do. It's good. You know, it gets the rest of us through. But it's not. It's just because, well, this is what the heart wants me to do, and that's what I'm doing because I love it too. And see, when you do that, everybody else is going to love you, and shit. They're going to wake up sooner or later. You know what I mean? They have to. The more awake you are, the more you carry the torch for everybody else. Light their fire, baby. It just works that way. That is rock and roll. That's human medicine in motion. That's our true nature coming forward. See, yeah, and you thought you were all so what do you call it? Sniggerly, is that the word? I don't know. You know, stingy, you know, like old Scrooge McDuck. Hell no, babies. You got so much love to give. That's all you are. And if you're sitting on a big old sand pile like that, it's all glittery and gold, well, give it away, man. Have a great time doing it, too. Just get up there on top of your mountain, just start tossing it out. Here, everybody, go have a party. I want to join the party, too. Can I join the party, too? And, you know, a UFO come get you. And nobody cares about your money anymore anyway, so you might as well just throw it away. Let's go play, okay? Don't throw it away in a bad sort of way. Throw it away in a good sort of way, you know. Mama will show you where to put it, man. She knows where she needs that resonation of that metal that you got, you know. So why not, man? You know, shit. The only reason you have is to give it up, right? Because you got nothing, and you know that now, see? That's what everybody in the top's learning, you know, and the bottom, too. You got nothing till you got something in that heart of yours, you know. And then you start to live in this creative way. You start to realize the true power of spirit, which is reality. And this, but a dream. hazyradio.com. We got it on early in the day when your old grandpa comes out to play, when you say, in that rock and roll sort of way, urged on and egged on by my little companion and co-pilot, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the wonder dog, which is our co-pilot here on flight 77. There it goes. Got it. Yeah, shit. I'm getting so rusty I stumble over my own tongue every now and then. Isn't that something? Wow. I better give me some more humanity, man. Okay, will you loan me a little bit more? He's such a cool guy. So are you and she and all the rest of us that you see. Tuning in, he says with a grin, on the Hazy Radio Network. Spring Creek, the rockin'est radio show around, wouldn't you say?